This is the latest addition to Princess's Sports Cruiser V-Class range. It's the V55, and from what we've seen at the show, it looks like they've done a really good job with it. This boat's available on shaft drives with either Volvo Penta D13 900 horsepower or 1000 horsepower. Engines top speed with the highest power ones in the region of 34 knots. Prices start from 1.055 million excluding VAT for the 900s and 1.085 million for the D13 1000 horsepower engines. It's a lovely looking thing. Let's see what it's like on board. A hydraulic bathing platform back here, and from here there's access up both sides of the sun pad up towards the cockpit and onto the side decks. Underneath here you have the tender garage. There's room there for a Williams 345 turbojet. And the teak finish is lovely on this boat, and it's nice how it drops down to the steps as well, so you don't walk up and immediately see fiberglass. Down here you have access to the crew cabin, and then this sunpad here. And what this layout is all about is having best of both worlds. You have sunbathing space aft, you have dining space as well here, and then you can close off the saloon completely so that you have a completely enclosed indoor saloon. And just look at the size of this overhang, and then also the canopy. So you can get shade right out over this sun pad if you want, but obviously that folds back in if you want it to, and you have nice exposure here on the sun pad. Notice as well how far these coamings come back, and they've got glass in them. So that means you've got a bit of protection in here. If you are sitting here on these seats and there's a bit of breeze running, it's not going to pull around, you're not going to feel that. It's going to be filtered down the side deck. So even though it's nice and open, you also have protection back here. This seat here will also move out the way. You can pull that cushion out, and then there's a plastic slot underneath, so you do get access through to that side deck if you want it, but then you can fold the table out and you can sit comfortably 6 or 8 people around this table. And of course there's plenty of space this side of the table to put some freestanding chairs if you want to, and through this hatch is where you have engine access. And though you have the proper galley just a couple of steps away, you also have a bar out here with a grill, with some cooling space, all additional and all useful for long days out on the water. Under here you have extra controls. This boat is shaft drive, but you have got a joystick here, you've got the bow thruster and the stern thruster, you have engine readout as well. And certainly if you're berthing stern too in the Mediterranean, then berthing from this position is really good. You can see right down the side deck, and obviously you can see aft and check your proximity to the quayside. What's key about this area here is that this door drops all the way down into the deck, and then you have this small window here which flips up, so you have a completely unbroken entrance into the saloon. There's nothing to step over down here, and here you have a television which rotates all the way around so that you can watch it in the cockpit if you want to. Obviously you can watch it in the saloon, but you can turn it to any angle, and when you push it down it automatically turns the right way around and folds right down. In here you have the proper galley. Got a white hob here which is really nice the way it blends in to the worktop, and they've really worked on storage on this boat. So you have cooling space in here, freezer and fridge below, lots of storage down here. There's even a mini little dishwasher down here. They've even included storage under here, so this whirs up and you have storage in there that goes right down into the bottom, so it's nice and deep. There's no wasted space, and I really love the furniture finish in here. I love that they've got curved edges here. It all looks really comfortable, very contemporary, but it's usable as well, practical, typical Princess. You have a high-low table here, so this can become a berth if you want it to, and from in here you can see this amazing sunroof with blinds that come across. But you can really see how much light comes in and how exposed you'd be if you did pull that back if the weather was good enough. Princess's helms are really slick, some of the best in the business. This one looks really good. I love how close everything is on this one. They've really brought everything nice and close to the helmsman. Obviously you have great access to your joystick and your throttles. It's a sporty boat this, it's going to do nearly 35 knots. It's a boat you're going to want to drive, and it looks like the helm position is going to be very good for that. Obviously we haven't driven it yet, we will keep our verdict until we have. On the way down here you go past the switchboard. This is really easy to get to, clearly labelled, very very simple but in a good position as well. And then we come down here into the accommodation, and we're going to start with the master cabin because it's a really nice cabin. You get a little bit blasé about full beam master cabins, but certainly on this size of boat, this is a really, really nice one. Huge windows on both sides. The effect is even greater to port because you don't have the wardrobe eating in some of the space, but of course having that wardrobe means you have lots and lots of hanging space. You've storage on this side, you have a little bit of storage on that side, a little sofa, and full standing headroom. Certainly here at the end of the bed, there's a bit of a step as you go around the bed, but still I can just about stand up straight down here, and you have the television set within this nice wooden panelling here, all very tastefully done. And I like the fact that you've got nice tasteful underlighting all around the sides here. This cabinet is en suite. Notice that they use a sliding door, which makes the most of the space, and a shower cubicle in here as well. As you go forward, you get to the VIP cabin. Now that has scissor action berths, so you can pull these apart to make two singles. As they are, they make a double. A lot of storage in here as well, not only at eye level around the edge of the bed, but you also have a nice big hanging locker there. You've got drawers within the bed themselves, which is easier to open than, say, lifting up the mattress and having to get through to the storage that way. These just pull out, very easy to use. And a nice touch to have a little bureau here. You can perch on the edge of the bed and then use that with the mirror. And this cabin has ensuite access to the day heads. So guests have their own bathroom with its own separate shower cubicle, but then you can also use it in the day and come out by this door. This cabin is a bunk cabin. Princess did consider putting a double in here, a side-by-side double, but they actually thought the extra width that would mean the boat had to be would actually detract from performance. So quite nice to see that on the V-Class they are still thinking about seakeeping, they are thinking about performance, and this isn't a bad cabin, especially for kids. These bunks are a pretty good size, and it's nice to see so much storage. A lot of the time these cabins are somewhat forgotten in terms of storage, but they've done a good job here because you've got shelves in there, and then you've got a proper hang locker here. That's nice as well. Open up the door and the light pings on automatically, and cleverly they put a mirror on the inside as well, so you have got a full length mirror in this cabin. Again, something that is regularly omitted. Heading forward, the side decks feel a little bit pinched aft, but you can still walk one foot in front of the other. Nice to have a handrail up here and nice tall guardrails, and it opens up as you get forward. And once you get to the fore deck, you found your traditional sunpad arrangement, but you also have a walk through to the other deck. You have a sofa as well and quite a low table, but it does make this more of a living space. Storage up here as well. Have these on both sides. These are a great spot just to chuck some lines. Might not get the fenders in there, but you certainly get lines in there, and as you can see, some covers. Nice detailing here, like the teak edging, teak cup holders, and some grab rails to hold on to if you're coming up here to do the anchor. One more living space outdoors on top of the cockpit. Now, that walk around did sound quite fawning, I get that, but really you get on board this boat and you think, can't really see where they could have made it any better. Now of course final judgment will go down to the sea trial, which hopefully we'll be doing very soon, but on the face of it, it's great to see Princess focusing on the sports cruiser range, because with fly bridges, trawlers, sports bridges getting so much attention, it's encouraging to see a good 55-foot sports cruiser executed so well. But we will save our final judgment until we've driven it.